Okay, I feel really stupid being honest. So, hey guys, here we are in Taylor's kitchen. We have had a really fun time hanging out this summer, and we decided that we wanted to try something new. So we decided to make a YouTube video.
We decided that we're going to do what we know best, which is baking. And what better to bake than the basic chocolate chip cookie? We've had a lot of experience with this. I used to make these literally every day in the summer, so we feel pretty confident in our chocolate chip cookie baking abilities. So let's get started.
So one of the first steps is preheat the oven to
375 degrees. For my foreign friends, I've memorized this is 190 degrees Celsius. I've done that a lot.
There you go.
Okay, so to be honest, we are using the recipe on the back of the Nestle Toll House mini morsel bag. I've used this recipe for years and years, and everyone loves it. And I have to say, I think what really makes these cookies stand out is a few little extra spins I put on the recipe.
Okay, can I just say really quick that I look like I'm like 4 inches taller than you in this? Okay. When I looked at myself, I was like, I look like your mom.
Thanks, Mom.
We have, just for time and ease, we have pre-measured all of the ingredients. So we're just going to be dumping them one by one into our mixer.
KitchenAid mixer.
Yes, great brand. All right, so Taylor has made this recipe way more than I have, so I'm gonna let her take the lead on some of these ingredients. So what do we do first?
Okay, so the first step is you need 2 eggs.
Oh my gosh. They almost fell out.
All over the show, Ellen. The recipe calls for butter, but I know it's not as healthy, but I prefer to use Crisco. 1 cup of Crisco. I think it gives it a nice extra taste. We're not all about health here.
Also, it kind of helps the cookies hold their shape a little better. When you use butter, they spread out a little more. So
Truth.
These help them stay nice and round and cute.
The next step is the sugars. You need about 3/4 a cup of white sugar and tightly packed brown sugar. Would you like to do the honors, Ellen?
I would love to. All right.
And then the brown sugar. Now, next we have our 3 small ingredients, a teaspoon each of salt, baking soda, and vanilla. Salt, baking soda, and the vanilla. Now, on the recipe, it also has you mix periodically. I just dump it all in the same thing and then mix it at once. And then at the very end, I'll put in the flour.
You missed a bunch of the baking soda powder.
We're all about accuracy here. Now that we have...
I'm not even in it.
We don't need her.
So now that we have those ingredients combined, we're going to add the last thing, which is 2 1/4 cup of flour.
And I personally like to add a little bit at a time.
Okay.
To incorporate it. Otherwise, it goes crazy.
So she definitely could have told me that before I started dumping it, but that's fine.
Now, as an important life hack, it's very important to keep your hands away from here. I also...
Life hack?
Life hack.
More like basic safety.
Now, last but not least is the mini morsels. I prefer to use the mini chocolate chips. I think it adds a nice professional look to them. And so I just put in a little at a time until I think that it's a sufficient amount of chocolate chips.
One important part is to make sure and sample the dough.
Not too much though, I got sick ones.
You eat more cookie dough than anyone I've ever met.
I like to live dangerously. The next step, because Ella needs the chocolate chips, is to scoop the cookies onto the tray. And I like to use this cookie scoop. That is the perfect size. And
probably about 1 inch
yeah.
in diameter.
and it creates really perfectly round cookies, which I also think helps with a professional looking appearance. So I just scoop, scrape, plop. I also like to make sure I always have chocolate chips showing at the top of every cookie, because otherwise I don't think it looks as nice when you can't even see the chocolate chips when the cookie is complete.
True.
I'm really particular about the way my cookies look.
Oh, fail.
We're now going to put the cookies in the oven. Now this is another secret trick I have, is in my oven, of course all ovens vary, in my oven I put it in for about 9 minutes, and it's important to take them out when they still don't look quite done. They'll bake a little bit more on the tray when you take them out, but that'll make them nice and soft. If they're already starting to look a little golden brown, in my experience that just makes them crispy, and I personally don't like crispy cookies. I prefer chewy ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the oven for 9 minutes now. Okay, rock, paper, scissors to see who gets to lick this.
Okay.
Oh, sounds like the cookies are done. Life hack, use a oven mitt or a hot pad or something.
Okay, let's get straight what a life hack is.
These actually look really good. So as you can see, they don't necessarily look totally done. You can see super well. Careful, don't burn yourself. They look a little puffy and light still, but I promise it'll help them to be super soft.
So as we mentioned, you kind of take them out before they look completely done. This is what they look like right when you take them out of the oven. And then this is what they will, if you just let them sit, they'll turn into this. This is the moment that I've been waiting for, even though I've already eaten probably like 6 cookies worth of dough.
The moment of truth.
Cheers.
Okay, that's so good.
Super good.
Definitely had like thousands of these in my life, but I can never get over how amazing these are. This is not exaggerating either. This is really good. This is a really good cookie. On the back of the bag of chocolate chips, it does say that it makes 4.5 dozen cookies, but to be honest, it definitely depends on how much dough you eat.
It also depends on the cookie
Oh, hi, I
size.
see you there.
I just decided to swoop in. I had another little... So it says 4 dozen. We were able to get about 54 cookies because it also depends on like the size of cookie that you, or like we used that kind of smaller cookie scoop. So that will also affect the number. All right, so that is our first vid.
Of many.
First of many.
It's got a lot of baking up our sleeves.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely try these cookies out. They're amazing. You're gonna love them.
Give us a like and subscribe, comment if you try them and tell us how they turn out.
Also throw out some requests for future videos if there's anything that you'd like to see us make.
See you next time.
Earliest could be like 4
Christmas.
months.
Going away to Mexico for 5 months. Woo! Can't stop, won't stop. This is so good. They're so soft.
And moist.
Love a good moist cookie.
We did it. Okay, wait, we have
We
definitely
failed
started over.
YouTubers.